When I first heard Where We Belong, I was so excited because it is a love song, and we didn't have a love song on the album, and I love, 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 love songs. There is nothing, other than like a sad song, there's nothing that I love more. I love singing love songs because the experience of love, I think, is one of the most important things that as humans we can experience, and that sounds so like, that's ridiculous, but it's true. And I feel like to live in a world where we didn't experience any sort of love, like even familiar love or platonic love or things like that, would be so incredibly sad. I think that, you know, people will ask you, like, when you die, what do you want your legacy to be, or what do you want to have accomplished? And I would want to have loved as many people as I possibly could and have been like received love from as many people as possible. I think that that is so beautiful, and the kind of human connection and bonds that are formed through love is, I mean, there's nothing else. It's a power like nothing else. And so of course I would want to sing about it, and I'd want to feel it in as many avenues and as many ways as literally humanly possible. I hope that listeners connect to this song and maybe even think of a specific person whenever they're hearing this song. I think that music is so powerful, and I think that music and love, I mean, you put it together, that's like the greatest power of all. And so I hope that people, you know, have wonderful and positive connections to this song because of the wonderful positive connections that they have in their real life, and then it kind of bridges those two things together. My favorite lyric from this song is, "You found space in this heart, etched love into my scars, like water that smooths the stone." I've talked about this many times before, but I love imagery. I love imagery in poetry. I love imagery in song. Etching love into scars or water that smooths the stone. It's anything that kind of, I don't know, makes you visually see something when you're hearing, anything that engages other senses while you're listening to music, I think is really important. And so I love that part in particular, and I love all of the song, and I love all of the symbolism, and, you know, what I think is so fun about all of these songs that we've done is that every single line, I could read it as one thing and you could read it as something else, and they're both right and they're both wrong. Like, that's just kind of how this works. And so I think that anything that makes people think or remind them of something is really fun. And so I liked that lyric, although I like the whole song. There's not a single part of it I'm like, oh, I don't like that, that's boring or bad. Like, I like all of it. I think the message for this song, you could take a lot of different meanings from it. It could be a romantic love or things like that, but I think that the greatest love I've ever experienced in my life is like familiar love, and I love my siblings a lot, and so I have, obviously some of the lyrics don't pertain to my relationship with them or our experience or things like that, but I think the overall message I relate to specifically with my siblings. This song, when I was recording it, it was a very special kind of experience because everything came very like organically and naturally for this song, and I went into the booth and I was feeling really good and confident, which rarely happens. I'm usually nervous for the first take, and I always kind of treat the first take as like a practice take of, I'm not going to put a bunch of pressure on myself because I will freak myself out, and I'm like, I'm just going to go in there and I'm just going to be relaxed, and I'm just going to sing, and I'm just going to do my thing. And I did the first take, and then I was done, and I was like, okay, how was that? And my mom was crying, so I was like, I don't know what that means. Either it's really, really bad or it's really, really good. And it was really, really good. I was really happy with that, and I remember being surprised because it was the first take, and sometimes I do the first take and like my voice cracks or I miss a timing or something because I'm not being so meticulous with it. But I think what happened was I was so relaxed that I tend to tense when I sing just because I get nervous, and it's a very, very bad habit that I'm trying to break, and I've had it since I was a little kid, even though I'm up in a booth away from everyone, my like stage fright and anxiety is so bad that I will freak out just knowing someone else is hearing me. Even if they're not in the room, I can't see them, they're not even there. It's just that bad. And so normally I tense up and I tense up my vocal cords, and I think I was just so relaxed and like my vocal cords were loose and everything was good, and it was a really, really good take. We did 2 other takes afterwards just because I was like, what if something happens to this first one? Like, it was more of like I just wanted to have a backup plan and a plan B in case anything happened. But that was really cool. We didn't have to do, okay, let's do the song and then let's do section by section, and oh, I didn't like this and I didn't like that, and let's do this and let's do that. It was really fast. We were in and out like that. I think this song was really easy to record because I had just done so many. I knew what I was doing. I knew how to prepare. I had like a week with the song or something. It wasn't even that much time, but the melody, it was easy to learn. The timing of the music was really easy to pick up. Sometimes I struggle with that because I can't read sheet music, and so I have to have tapes that help me memorize it and stuff, and then I do one with the lyrics, and then I do one that doesn't have that, and it's just the instrumental. And so sometimes timing is difficult for me with that, but it all made sense. It was really easy for me to pick up and to learn and to perform.